Greetings, everybody. This is QR Dizzle, and I am your host, Paul Serini. I got that one right. Strange start to the show tonight. I don't want to get into my personal matters. I seriously just did a long prayer before starting this because I was frustrated and I wanted to cool my mind off. I truly try to live my life where, most of the time I try not to be a bother to people. I've been a bother to people in my life, and I've learned as I've gone on and lived that I try to burden people as little as possible, although it's impossible not to be a burden sometimes. We all have problems sometimes. Sometimes we all need help. And so now it's not a huge deal for me. It's me wanting to be patient with others, to be honest with you. It's important for me to be patient with people, especially people I care about. It's important for me to set an example for others. And it's not always easy. But what have we on the show tonight? I have a messed up toe. Still prepping for Quantum Recall to go live on Thursday, using OPUSclip to make AI clips. Comic book reviews of If Destruction Be Our Lot and $1 Trillion Kid. The Wow OK Challenge. Have you tried it? Grandma Pickleball fashion is in. And those are the silly ass things I'm talking about tonight. Some of those are just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Because I asked, again, I was like, hey Grok, what the hell are 20 trending topics right now? And I think it was a total of 18. I'm like, I don't want to talk about all that boring crap. And so I found 2 on there that I'll talk about, and we'll see if something meaningful comes from it. I might cut a clip and post those online. I've been going hog wild trying to... I have to burp. I've been going hog wild trying to create media and experimenting with this software program and AI model called OPUSclip, which takes a short segment of a little show recording like this one and edits it and puts subtitles on it, and it actually does quite a beautiful, decent job. I was very impressed with that. I'm hoping, so what I'm doing is I'm figuring out a workflow, because when the show starts next Thursday, between this and that, doing Quantum Recall, I'm going to have a full plate, and I'm trying to use AI as best I can to make good use of my time and make my workflow very efficient and put it to work for me like a person as much as possible, save as much time, but still get a high quality output for content creation. And I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm doing the comic book reviews. I'm looking into getting some meta glasses. And you're like, why would you do that? I never would have considered that before, but since I've been playing pinball, I want to be able to film my playing pinball and have my eyes tracking where the ball is so that I can get a really good recording of doing that. And that, we'll see how that goes. But so this Friday, I'm going to go get an updated prescription because I was complaining about how blind I am. I'm going to get an updated prescription with these glasses here. And I'm going to... with the ones here, I'm not going to have the shade on here. I'm going to have it so it transitions outside, but I'm going to have it so that you can see my eyes when I'm doing this. I'm going to have them polarized, transition when I'm on the outside, green screen blockers, the whole 9 yards with a couple pairs of glasses. And I'm having trouble reading books. I sit there with a book and I'm like, I look at the book like, you want to be able to look at a book like this, but I'm having to look at it like this at the bottom of my glasses, and it's always straining me. And I love to read, so it actually discourages me from reading because I'm straining. And so whatever. I'm in a pretty good mood right now, all things considered. What do I want to say? Oh, I do. I'm in all things considered, considering I also have a messed up toe. My toe is totally messed up. It might be a fungus. But for months, after going to a dermatologist who did not know what the heck she was talking about, she thought I had gout in my toe. And I went to see a man in urgent care the other day. He definitively told me, no, that is not gout. And I was like, thank God, because I don't meet that profile. And it's like, But my toe is messed up, okay? It's totally messed up, and it might be because I've had fungus causing a problem with the way the toenail is growing. So I'm going to a doctor's appointment soon, like in around 9 days, where I'm a little scared because I think their solution is going to be like, okay, that toenail's got to come off. And so I've never done that. But frankly, my toe, how bad is it? How bad is it, you ask? It's been pretty damn bad, where to the point where when I get in the shower, I pull off this Band-Aid I use to keep it from bleeding, and then it just starts bleeding profusely. The last few days it wasn't so bad, but it's been going on like this for months. And so I would be delighted if they pull out the toenail and the whole thing just heals. I'm serious. I would be totally delighted if that were the result, is the healing of the toe. So keep your fingers crossed for me. All of you God-believing people, please pray for me, because it's a messed up problem. And I'm in the shower like, okay, I've had problems before in life that resolved. I don't think this one's going to just resolve on its own, so I have to do something. But I'm like, okay, just be patient, like I was saying when I started out this thing. And it's not bringing my mood down too badly, but there have been days when it was pretty uncomfortable. And I can't do reverse lunges because of the way it bends my toe. And I want to be able to do reverse lunges because the way it hits my muscles and my legs differently. So, and it's going to be a while if they pull the toe before it heals and my toe feels normal, I think. And I'm really just, let's keep our fingers crossed that I just fixed that problem. You know what I mean? I'm preparing media for quantum recall, and it's going to be kind of like Copy Who. I'm going to have a baseline minimum, but it's going to be like building as I go and getting more sophisticated as I go, because I'm finding I've been working on these things for months, including the intro and the outro are very unique, what I filmed and what I put together with AI. And still there's just so much I do. I overproduce that show in there. And this one here is actually like a pleasure in contrast, the way that it works. Like, I'm not going crazy getting ready for this show the same way I go crazy when I get ready for that show. I'm talking about like when I just turn everything on for that show, I'm feeling like I'm losing my mind a little bit. But it's like, whatever. I kind of want to have that variety. I am actually enjoying this little sideshow and the ease of it and the quality of it, considering it's not produced in the exact same way. I like the parallels of it too. The workflow with Ecamm here and there. I'm learning the program a little differently in both places, achieving different things on both computers. That computer's a beast in there, and this one's just like decent. And I actually want to get another one like this because, believe it or not, I'm going to have another environment, I think, in my house where I'm going to be doing recordings with different topical matter. And it's like I'm overdoing it. And I declared this house Landia Colossus when I was doing Copy Who, and it still kind of is Landia Colossus. But I feel like just saying it's just Colossus. It got that name Landia Colossus because my studio for a long time downstairs and in my other house was called Colossus. And it's because I have this giant CD collection that I call Colossus. That's not a joke. Seriously. So it originates from that, going years back, an enormous CD collection. So the whole thing, the whole studio, the whole creative area, the whole creative house, I just want to call Colossus. In fact, that should be part of the brand. Maybe that should have been the show name. I don't know. Maybe, because big, you know what I mean? You're going for big in life and whatever. I think it's time to move on. I have the things that I do here, and one of them that I'm really enjoying doing, I made some great clips with OPUSclip this week from the show last week that I did on Wednesday, talking about those comic books. And I'm really loving the clips that this thing made from the little snippet that I took out. I'm using it very conservatively as far as not eating up my AI credits because they like to charge you like gasoline. And so I'm trying to use it conservatively on some level. But here are 2 new comic books I have read in the past 2 days. It's like homework. Yesterday, I'm sitting on the couch. It's like Friday, and I'm thinking, my goodness, I have to read these comic books if I want to go on and talk about them tomorrow. What horrible homework that I have to read comic books. Can you believe what a misery it is to have to read enjoyable comic books with pretty pictures and interesting stories? In any case, this first one right here that you see is called If Destruction Be Our Lot. In a world where humanity ghosted the planet, one glitchy robot, Lincoln, refuses to accept the breakup and hits the road for answers, friends, or glorious recycling. I don't know what the hell the recycling part means. Talk to AI, complain to AI, report to AI. Grok, what did you mean by recycling on that? In any case, I think I know how I can summarize this. The artwork is very good, and as I was reading it, I was kind of like, what? What is this? Some people are heralding this for how original it is, and in a lot of ways, it is kind of weird. It's like a world of robots, one of which is a humanoid-looking robot that looks like Lincoln and goes around making speeches to robots, and for some reason the robots hate them. The other robots, most of them are violent with him, but he's going around making some friendly relations with robots. Nothing dirty. Becomes friends with a bus, and it turns out that it's kind of like the Truman Show, because these robots discover that they're in an enclosed environment, and the robots think that there are no human beings in the world. What's the deal with that? In any case, I need to like vary my speech because I keep saying in any case too much. But nevertheless, good variation there. This is a good comic book. It was worth my time. I already have the second one, and I look forward to reading that one. I want to finish the whole series and see how much I like it. I'm impressed with what I see here between the art. The only derivative thing is that it's the Truman Show, okay? This, if destruction be our lot, the only derivative thing about it is that it is a little bit like the Truman Show. It's good, though. I do recommend you go to your comic book store quickly soon because they're running out of number one. This is the first in the series. You might have to go to eBay and pay a premium for it if you're interested in having the whole series, okay? Okay? Here's the second comic book that I read. It's a little different for me. I'm more enthusiastic about that one I just talked about. So this one is called The $1 Trillion Kid. And the shortest, most quick way that I can summarize what this one is this is a sort of new take on Richie Rich. You remember Richie Rich from the 80s, a cartoon, and then there was subsequently a movie with Macaulay Culkin? Well, here's a kid who's like super filthy rich at 13, a trillionaire, and he made it off of innovating Band-Aids. Band-Aids so that they wouldn't stick hard and hurt when you take them off. That would be great for my toe, by the way, my messed up bleeding toe. But I don't see a kid making $1 trillion fortune off of innovating Band-Aids. So if I were to reimagine this story, I would say it should be something like the kid does something novel with AI, because that's the era we live in. So the artwork in this is exceptional. I would have to say, the artwork, of course, is top notch. It's just that aspect of the story sort of nagged me. And the derivative, the aspect of the story being like, it was a Band-Aid how he made $1 trillion, and the aspect of the story that is like derivative of Richie Rich. But I otherwise enjoyed this. I cannot say for sure whether I will buy the second one of this, but I have a feeling that if I see it on the shelf, I'll probably be like buying it and be like, okay, I'll continue that. Because there are other aspects to the story in this that I haven't touched on, but it's worth reading. It might be, it's perfect for a kid to read. If you like to fantasize about having a lot of money, this kid he cancels the school bus route and he builds a roller coaster so that kids go to school in the morning on a roller coaster and they're really happy going to school. So that's kind of imaginative, and I could imagine that appealing to a little kid. But for me, I need something with just a little more intellectual stimulation. In any case, oh my goodness. Nevertheless, oh golly gee whiz. It's time to wrap this up. No more freaking in any case. But when you say it, it becomes a habit. I say it over and over and it becomes a habit. An annoying, stinking habit. Okay. Okay, where are we in the, so happy men get dumped on. I just want to go, I want to play this clip, and I guess I want to do commentary on it really quick. I saw this today on X, and it's kind of, I thought about this for a moment, and so I'm gonna play this for you right now. We're gonna come over here like so, and I'm going to expand it to the window like so, and I'm going to see what does happen when I go like this. Okay, yeah, now I see it fills the whole frame. I get it now. But when I want to just see when I go like this. Oh yeah, so it doesn't fill the frame in there. So this is okay. This is okay. Let's hear what this woman has to say about, what did I write down here? Happy men get dumped on by their spouses and girlfriends. The premise is that women don't like it when their boyfriend is happy, when he's happy for any reason about something that he's passionate about, and it's not about her, that they dump on him. That sounds like a stereotype, but let's hear what this lady has to say about it.
One thing men don't know about women is that the power terrifies us, especially if we don't feel connected to you, because we're afraid to use it against us. If we feel connected to you, then we're happy you're happy. If we don't, it's scary. And this is why women attack men when they're happy.
Women attack men when men are happy?
Mm-hmm.
What's an example? Oh, like sports.
Exactly.
So she's saying, you know, with the sense in which I am, I have an experience in my life that identifies with that. When I was with someone once, and I went up on stage and I played a great musical set with a group of guys playing my songs, my set list, and I played exceptionally well. And my guy friends were like, wow, oh my God, I have no idea you could do that. This particular woman I was with criticized me, saying you were too excited and it wasn't that good. And it was like, but it was amazing for me. Like the feedback I got from my guy friends who had never seen that I could perform on guitar like this was exceptional. And so that's what resonated with me when I saw this video today, was that this lady, she made me think of this experience I had. And I bet you that happens sometimes, that a woman, she sees her man happy, and if it's not about her, she feels threatened by it, because if the happiness doesn't derive from her, maybe she feels like she's going to lose him, or there's some kind of weird petty jealousy there.
Oh, he's so full of himself. And they'll do something to take him down.
So wait, why do women do that?
Because
why, indeed?
Happiness and power comes together in a man's body, and the power is scary. And so we have to diminish the power. So we will attack them when they're happy. They come home, they caught a big fish, or whatever it was they did. If it wasn't something that I did that gave you that feeling, then that's a problem.
Yeah, you're more excited to go out with your friends.
That's supposed to make you happy.
Why do you seem so happy to go on a trip with your friends? You don't seem as happy to go on a trip with me.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why that makes me uncomfortable. Let's cut out of that for now. So I did identify with part of that, though. It definitely made me think about an experience in my life, and I would be certainly curious if that were the case with some guys. I would love to hear guys share their experiences where they had a moment where they were really happy, and somehow a woman twisted it and tried to make him feel bad as a result of something wonderful that happened in his life that made him feel good at a given moment. So here we go. On to the next, everyone. The Wow OK Challenge. Have you tried it yet? Apparently there's this new trend going on TikTok where people say wow okay in 4 different emotional tones, and people giggle at it, and it's funny. So right now I'm going to do wow okay, and I'm going to cut that clip and I'm going to put it on TikTok and see if it trends and it gets me lots of followers. If you like my wow okay, then by all means follow. Yeah, I needed that burp. So we begin by going, wow, okay. No, let's take the glasses off for this. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Wow. Okay. Now let's do one where we're happy. I'm imagining someone going, a beautiful woman who's like, I want to make love to you. And I'm like, wow. Okay. And then like the way I say that, like just now, a woman's like, just never mind. I changed my mind the way you were like, wow, okay. But would you rather, so it's like oh, never mind. It's not quite like what we were talking about before, women feeling disempowered. You should feel empowered when I go, wow, okay. Wow, okay. So I say it in another accent. What's that like? Wow, okay. I don't know. Let's see, what's another one? Just, okay, disgruntled. I'm directing myself. I want to be disgruntled when I say this, okay? So here we go. Here's another one. Can you just give me one clip where you're disgruntled and you're irritated with someone, so you say it in a very irritated tone? Wow. Okay. All right. I don't know. That was 4 of them, right? I guess I have some kind of acting chops, and that's a trending topic. That's one of the 20 trending topics that I got from AI. I don't know. Is AI as intelligent as we think if it's telling me that's a trending topic? Do you know another one of the trending topics was Toy Story? And I talked about that the other day, and I didn't want to talk about that. I only talked about that to illustrate how I didn't want to talk about that. And so today, it wasn't about Joan Cusack. It was just about Toy Story 5 again. Why is Toy Story 5 trending so much? Are they programming like a million robots to go out and make it trend or something? Because I'm not interested in Toy Story 5. It doesn't matter what they do at this point. I can't imagine possibly being interested in Toy Story 5. Now, interestingly, here's another trending topic that I took to talk about because I thought it was silly. And I don't have faith that if I take this as a clip, it's going to go like viral or something. But it says, okay, so here's the hook, all right? Here comes the hook. Grandma's crushing it on the court. Why pickleball is the hottest sport for seniors. And new fashion. So lame. I feel like a total clown. So let's just look at this, shall we? We will look really quick at this article, which is about pickleball. And we'll expand this window out here. And I will come over here and go to the YouTube video window. All right, let's look at this. Let's move it over here so you can see the whole thing. I'm not particularly seeing, okay, no, that doesn't work. Let's come over here. Okay, so I'm just going to look at the fashion on here with the grandmas, okay? Oh, wow, amazing. Amazing. Look at the grandmas. I don't know why that's true. Look at the grandmas. It just made me laugh for some dumb reason. That was a real laugh. Look at the grandmas in their pickleball outfits. Woo. This is a trending topic. I swear to you, this is one of the 20 trending topics. Maybe AI is not as intelligent as we thought. So if it's that dumb, maybe it's really not a threat to humanity like people say. So that's a grandma, and I mean it's kind of youthful, the outfit. It's not, I wouldn't, okay, that one is sexy. I don't know that I would say that's grandma outfit for pickleball as much as it is like an appealing, sexy outfit that shows a woman's nice legs and a pickleball racket sticking out of a bag. And what else have we? Oh, the socks, indeed. What's so grandma about that? That could just as easily be a 20-year-old woman, okay? Okay, and I can't see this super clearly how big that is. Let me see over here. I don't want to mess this up. Nope, that doesn't work. I wanted to zoom in on that, but okay. There you can see some fashion of the, whoops, that did it. Some fashion of the grandmas for pickleball. Okay, that's it. That was trending, and I got a laugh out of it. I'm probably the only one on planet Earth that is laughing about the pickleball. Here we go. Okay. I want to just remind you all that I have this little production that I do. It's not little. I'm being sort of sarcastic. Quantum Recall begins on Thursday. I want you all to tune in on Thursday at 12:30 p.m., June 25th, Mountain Standard Time. And I'm going to try and put my heart and soul in it for an hour and a half, and you'll see how that production differs from this production. I will be streaming on the same channel on X, and I will also be streaming to Rumble. And it's important to stream on these two because they're not persnickety. I know that if I were streaming out to Facebook, and I know that if I were streaming out to YouTube and its snobby algorithm, that it would probably cut me off for some silly thing I say. It'll say something that's the opposite of reality. It'll be like, you're being hateful. And then my opinion will be like, no, the algorithm's hateful of me speaking truth that might hurt somebody, but it's the truth and people should be able to speak the truth. And I'm still not going to speak the truth in a way that's hostile, that like is really going to do harm. But the truth does hurt, and it's maturing, and it shows personal growth and spiritual growth when you can endure the truth, which is why I don't want to stream live to YouTube. And I'm probably not going to upload the long form of the show to YouTube. If you want to see the long form, you're going to have to go see the stream feed replay on X or Rumble. But I will be endeavoring to upload the long form to the Spotify channel, though. So if one of those works for you, because if you go to Rumble and you don't have a premium subscription, you're going to have to watch commercials on there. It's going to interrupt right in the middle. And I hate that. I hate that I don't even derive a monetary benefit from someone cutting into my work. But the goal is eventually somehow maybe to monetize this. But the goal is first, prior to monetizing, like building up an audience. And I expect followers to grow from clips where I'm like using AI as a super tool to know what to post, when to post it, where to post it, tweak that, keywords, hashtags, scheduling it, having it all set up to do it on its own so that it doesn't burden me after I do all of my workflow and set up for all that. And I'm excited to see what happens because I'm literally I'm in the process of learning right now. That's part of the purpose for starting QR Dizzle, was to like start experimenting with the workflow that I have in mind for it, so that I can just start funneling it into the workflow this coming week, right when I start it. I'm excited to do that. And so I urge you, if you like this and you want to see more of what I'm up to, if you want to see other episodes that I've done over the past few weeks, you can go to quantumrecall.tv. And I would ask you to go to the social media page and follow all of my handles and be a part of this. Help me grow, because it's like, you can see I kind of go overboard with all the creative. I mean, like, I went way overboard. I did not expect to have it looking like this, but it's like my mind works that way. And I know that when I create another environment in my house to do one more thing, it might be called the pinball room. It might be called the comic book room. I don't know. The room itself will have a special designation, and I will be doing extra work from there. So I'm at 29 minutes. I'm actually going to finish under a half an hour this week. That's amazing, dudes and dudettes. Let's start with this. All right, once again, go to quantumrecall.tv. And I'm Paul the producer. I'm Paul Serini. I'm just going by my name now. I used to always say Paul the producer, but now I'm saying my name. Go to quantumrecall.tv. Watch on Thursday. Truly, I say to you, peace be with you all.